With locals opening up again, I'm hitting the reset button, starting all over again. With a weekly budget of just $40, I'm challenging myself to create the best possible deck, with the hopes of reaching as high as we can in the competitive scene. However, I wanted to challenge myself and do this strictly with sealed products, promos, and prizes. This means I can't buy or trade for singles. We leave it all up to the luck of the draw. Thank you for joining me on this journey. You're watching Final Fantasy TCG New Game Plus. Thanks for joining us again today on week 2 of Final Fantasy TCG New Game Plus. This is your host, TCGTacos, and I just wanted to have a quick recap of last week's episode. We basically started off with 2 FF7 decks, the 2019 deck, Earthwind, and we took the most recent 2-player deck, Cloud vs. Sephiroth. We put some cards together, and we managed to do pretty well, much better than I expected, but there were some things that I wanted to take a look at this week. The synergy was there, but we didn't have enough removal, so we're going to be trying to work on that this week. This week we're actually opening up 2 more decks. We're opening the first FF7 deck that came out when the game was first released, and we're also opening up another 2-player starter deck, Wraith vs. Knights. Has a lot of legends that are considered staples, and is also just a good starting point, as anyone could tell you. Hoping to add some more power since we were lacking removal, so we're hoping to resolve that issue with the addition of these 2 decks. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the opening. Two decks today. So really just opening this for the Zangans, for the Tifa search. But other than that, yeah, 3 Clouds, 3 Zangans, 3 Tifas, 3 Bahamut Furies, 3 Red 13s, 2 Ifrit, 2 Black Mage, 2 Evokers, 2 Samurai, 2 Magus, 2 Squires, 3 Vincent, 3 Wedge, 3 Jessies, which I would be using if I wasn't using the other Jessie, 3 Barret, 3 Biggs, 1 Dark Knight, 2 Black Belts, 2 Golems, and lastly 2 Monks. For the next decks, we're going to open up the Onion Knight one first. So we got 3 Onion Knights, 3 Vons, 3 Canes, 3 more Onion Knights, 2 Adele, 3 Hopes, 2 Noras, 2 Pinellos, 3 Moogles from FF11, 2 Bartholomew's, 2 Diabolos, really nice legend. We won't be using it though because it's not in colors, but later on perhaps. 3 Lightning, 3 Ramses, 3 Onion Knight, 3 more Lightning, 3 Aluas, 2 Red Mages, 3 Cannoneer, and lastly for this one, 2 Rum. And on to the Cloud of Darkness one. We have 3 Cloud of Darkness, 3 Terras, most likely going into our deck, 3 Ace, 3 Ayames, 3 Fritz, Selfie, 3 Black Mages, 2 Ifrits, 3 Phoenixes, pretty nice legend, 2 more Ifrits, 3 Kefkas, 3 Shantoto, 3 Cecils, also probably going to be using these, 3 Vincent, 2 Rydias, 2 Miners, 2 Momodis, 3 Geomancers, and lastly 2 Corpumble. And with that out of the way, let's begin deck building. So as you can see here, this is a new build of our current deck. The top part is what's remaining of the original build, and the bottom is our changes this week. So our first change, we decided to go with our Zangans to search out the Tifas, also give them haste, it's good EX. As you can see, we also swapped out the 2 CP Tifas for the 4 CP Tifa. Special's pretty good too. Then we have 2 Ace, also for removal, 5k or 9k depending on how you pay for it. 2 Ifrits, to splash on removal for smaller targets or just to finish something off. Also an EX target. Then we have the Kusith that we pulled from last week. Could possibly use another one. 1 Shantoto from the dual decks. Then we also have the Cecils for removal on dull targets. Special is also pretty good, and it's another EX target. We have the 3 Terrors to get us back our summons from the break zone. And then we also decided to play the 1 Vincent as opposed to the other 3 and 3 from last week. As this one is a form of removal. Unfortunately, it's at the cost of a backup. So for round 1, our opponent is Sergio Bravo. He is playing Mono Lane today, and we choose to do rock, paper, scissors, which I end up winning, so I choose to go first. I start off by discarding 2 for Zangan, searching the Tifa, adding to her hand, passing turn. Sergio discards 3 for Sid Previa, gets King of Burmecia, searches out Kane, adds to his hand, passes to me. Discard 2 for Marlene, get back a Tifa, pass to him. Face 2 for Alphanod, passes to us. Discard, use 2 CP, Kadaj, get 2 from his break zone, we have Blink. Paste 2 for Luce. Paste 1 and discards 1 for Alua. And swings. Damage. NANI? Target the Alua. Flip. And remove the 2 from the break zone. Swing with Kadaj, damage. And then we play Jesse for 2, Blink, pass over. Paste 2 for Glauca, triggering onto himself. Paste 2, discards a card. For Estinian, passes, flips over, dull the Estinian. Pay 2 and discard, play Zac, tricking twice, targeting Estinian. And we discard 2 for Tifa, tricking Zac again, pinging the Estinian, then discarding another card for the Cloud, pinging Estinian, and with Cloud, breaking the Glauca. Damage with Kadaj, and swing with Tifa, 3 points of damage. blink out and turn. Phase 2. Another Glauca. Triggering. Paying 1. Discarding 1. For Anima. Anima effect. Pinging the Zac. And paying 1 CP. For Sakura. Triggering because we have a damage draws 2. Dodge flips over. Choose to dull the Anima. Swing with the Cloud on our turn. Blocks with Sakura and killing the Cloud. We realize that we should have probably used the Titan in our hand. So he ends up dulling the Tifa due to Anima's effect. Swing with the Zac, dealing a point of damage, and swinging with Kadaj, putting him at 5. I'll blink out with Kadaj. Pass turn. Anima will target Tifa, pinging for 2k. Base 3 for Aranea, triggering effect, getting Sakura, drawing 2 off of the damaged forward effect. This triggers his Glauca twice. Pops the King of Burmecia and pays 1 for Kane. Reducing cost on Zac, so we'll pay the 3, discarding 1, Titan, choosing to target our Zac, and killing the Anima, so reduces Zac to 2k, which is 4 for Orlando, and targets the Tifa, breaking her. Pumping the Cloak again, swinging in. Hit the Barret. We have 4 Final Fantasy 7 characters, so we target the Kane, killing him. Flips over, dulling Aranea. We ended up skipping our turn, so it's back to him. Plays the Maya, and plays the Anima again. Dulls Kadaj with Maya. Swings in with the Sakura. Swings in with Orlando. Triggering Barret EX. We choose Barret here, add it to our hand, shipping the rest to the bottom. And he passes, paying 1 for Cloud, and then we discard and pay the 2 CP for Barret. And then we just pass. Pays 3 for Nyx, getting rid of the Luce, triggering Nyx's effect, killing the Barret, and Kadaj gets dulled. All this triggering Glauca, Anima effect, ping Zac, and because the effect earlier, Zac gets dulled as well, swings in with the Sakura, obsess off the top EX, killing the Sakura, swings in with Glauca, and at that point we concede because there's no way from coming back. So Sergio takes the game, and we move on to round 2. So our second round, we're playing against Gio once again. This time he decides to play Windfire, Ritz, and we mulligan our first hand. It wasn't looking so good. So we end up discarding 2 cards for the Marlene, and getting back the Tifa to our hand, passing over to Gio. Gio also discards 2 cards for Nerstalin, gets the Voltrill, adds it to his hand, discards 2 cards for Mont Blanc, getting the Marsh, and he passes over to us. We discard 2 cards for Kadaj. Kadaj removes Cloud and Ritz from the game, and then we remove our Kadaj from the game. Zidane, discarding the Tifa from her hand. And discards for Waltrill, placing a card at the bottom. And draw the card. Passes over to us. Swing in for damage, hit the Diabolos, and paste 3 CP for no-no. Swings in with Zidane, triggering the no-no. Chooses to untap the Waltrill, damage Terra, put the Ifrit back into her hand. SOS, so we attack with the Kadaj, hitting the Ritz off the damage. And here's where we make a misplay. We discard the Barret to play Ifrit, or it should have been the other way around, discard the Ifrit and pay the 1 CP for Barret. We remove the Kadaj from game. Then Geo paste 3 for Ishtola. Flip over the Kadaj, removing March and Zidane. So we decide to swing in with Kadaj, hitting BFA, and we discard 2, put Tifa into play, and then put Kadaj out of play. He passes over to us. We flip over the Kadaj and dull the Stola, but then he pays the 3 CP and a card from hand to Diabolos, targeting Kadaj and untapping Ishtola and blocking. And we attack with the Tifa, damage another BFA, and we discard 2 for another Kadaj. We choose to remove Diabolos and another card. And then we remove the Kadaj out of play again. Paying 3 for Ifrit, breaking our Tifa. Attacks with the Stola, hitting Tifa for damage, and we flip over Kadaj. And get rid of Lil T and Ifrit. So I do attack again, and then plays another Diabolos, targeting Kadaj and untapping Ishtola, blocking. And discard 2 for Zangan. Get a Fire Tifa, because I believe all our Tifas, Earth Tifas, have already been played. Places Kadaj, removes 2 Tifas from our break zone. Attacks with the Stola. Damage another Terra. Choose to get back the Kusep this time. He flips over his Kadaj, passes over to us. Paying 2 for the Kusep. Choose to target the Kadaj. In response, Geo cancels with the Stola. We discard 2 cards to play Tifa. Tifa has haste, we swing, hits him on blank, gets the Marsh, adds it to his hand. And pass over to him, Kadaj flips, removes Kusip and Barret. He plays Marsh, gets the Ritz, swings in with Marsh, untaps. Damage Sage, attacks with Kadaj, Wedge. Discards 2 cards, pays 3 CP, puts BFA into play, and then he flips over the Kadaj. Paying 1 and 2 cards for the Cecil, breaking the Ritz. Pass over to him, flips over Kadaj, dulling Tifa. Swings with BFA, targeting Cecil. On this stack, pays 3 for Ifrit. In response, we choose to special with Tifa, dulling the Kadaj. solves, damage, cloud, and swing with march for a game. So this puts us at 0-2, thus killing our run. We do play round 3 against Josh playing Mono Fire Samurais. We do win that game, but unfortunately the camera just gave out, and so I wasn't able to record that match. So this week we didn't do as well as we did as the previous week, but that's to be expected. On the plus side, we were able to, get some promos from the store. They made up for last week when they didn't have any. So this week they gave us a playset of Glacia Lobolos promos, as well as some Albo promos, even though we're not in the colors, but who knows, down the line we could possibly use them. At first I kind of felt that the deck was a little more inconsistent, adding some of the cards, and I do still agree on some of them, but looking back on the video, I feel like I lost both of the games due to my own fault. There were some misplays that could have added more aggression, a bit more points of damage, and would have forced my opponent to have to deal with multiple cards instead of just one. It's something I need to look out for in the future. Just need a bit more practice with the deck. It's totally fine. That's the whole point of this, this series, is to just learn as we pick up new cards and try to improve on not only the deck itself, but our gameplay. So we kind of hope to improve on the deck a bit more. We're going to be opening some packs finally, other than the prizes, to try to improve, hopefully get some new power cards, some staples, anything that can up our game a bit. And I'd like to apologize. I've been meaning to push out this content weekly. The first week is a little easy because the kids normally watched by my grandparents. They went away, so my mom actually took care of them. They were away from the house. So it's pretty easy to push out the first episode. This week it's been a little difficult, trying to get used to it. I come home, voicing over is not really easy when you've got kids in the background, shouting. So I try to put my daughter to sleep, but in the process I end up sleeping too. So then, it's just another day of not doing anything towards the video. But I'm, getting into the rhythm of things again, finding some room in between work to improve on the video. So, it should help getting this out on a timely basis. So, I'd like to thank all of you who are watching this for sticking with me. It's only the second episode, and I hope to put out some better quality and more episodes later down the line. So if you enjoyed this, please don't be afraid to hit that like button and subscribe so you can find out when the next episode is out. And pretty much all for today. Hopefully things get better the following week. And I'd like to thank all of you again for joining us on this week's episode of Final Fantasy TCG New Game Plus.